knock.
Who's there?
Talk.
Talk who?
Now you're currently listening to
3 PM Talk.
Tarakin. Ano? Tara? Currently, it's 3:05 in the afternoon. April 25, 2026. Currently, we are in Station Calaanan.
Kanituan.
So I'm Julian.
I'm Uzi.
I'm Bors.
JT.
I'm CJ.
And we are your
Talk Speakers.
Kakatok ang mga katok
Sa Real Talk.
So,
Now today is we will going to tackle about the one of the biggest national issues here in the Philippines, which is about
Great inflation.
So just from the word itself, no, inflation, it comes from the economic word siya. So if we put it into education nga context, of course, inflation comes to issue naman, di ba? Di ba?
Yes.
So basically, no, so if we scale down the great inflation, we will tackle first about the transportation. So what is about transportation, Nakato?
Transportation, that's basically like if your score is 60, then that will go to 75. So it really doesn't reflect the real performance of
Parang
students.
iinat lang yun, di ba?
ingat kami ng katok.
So,
So why there is great transportation in the first place pala? So you guys know it.
So para sa akin na,
Okay.
for me is more like to show your unsagi imong natun-an gid. So it's more like an accessory rather than a achievement, like real achievement nga naa gi full value and performance. So that's my interpretation.
So but really, what's the purpose of it? So do you guys know it?
No.
For me, according to my knowledge, it is a tactic used by DepEd used to transform low grades into basically high grades. So it uses that is implemented to help students achieve passing grades. So yeah, that may pose a problem, since if the student's grade is 60, then that may go to 75. So yeah, it doesn't really show the actual performance. It's basically like a boost in grades.
Boost morale. So kung bali motivation. But the question is, effective ba?
But first we'll see the transportation table. So here guys, so can you see it? So then what can you observe about it? There you go. So what can you say to me about it?
I think this gives false hope to students. Like, example, you're so happy that you received 90 that with honors, then
But in reality,
in reality you just got 84.
Oh.
Like, it's not what you should work hard for.
so more like you're masking a lies.
Yeah.
Oh.
like
It's not.
sometimes even I'm still part of the the transportation culture still in elementary. But sometimes I ask myself if what's really my worth, like these grades does not really for me reflect my performance, because I want to ask myself nga what's the lacking to really help myself to improve. So for you guys, what's your experience, diba?
Like, that happened to me last high school. You just have to give like just the minimum, and you get like 96, 99. You just have to pass the requirements. Nothing else. No need to use your brain. So bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, bumaba ba yung value ng grades mo?
So in my experience lang, so in my previous school, I've been in public school, so which under that ed. So sometimes when I get let's say 90 above grades, I usually think na I don't deserve it, because I think na in that subject lang, like I didn't give much effort. Like it's like I'm giving them mediocre or something very minimum, but I still got 90 plus grade. So it's sometimes I'm so really confused because of it. So
Sa high school?
yeah,
Which high school?
in Indahag National High School. So shout out to mga Indahag National High School dyan!
Shout out!
But ang question is your school ba is kalang performative, like it really performs?
And in Indahag National High School, I feel like since it's a rural area, Manggod, so we don't know because of it because there's still no official data as of now. But
From what you observe?
from what I observed, I mean yes, I think the school performs naman good.
But the question is, out of all nga performance, di ba? For example, skills. You have the skills, di ba? For
Yeah.
example, technical skills.
Yeah.
Now, does it really reflect nga halos lahat ba ng students doon sa Indahag is kaya ba ng or meron ba silang same skills katulad ba sa iyo? Di ba?
You're
So
right.
that's
So
the
that's
problem sa ngayon sa
yeah,
education.
yeah, sa public. So, hindi lang yan matatagpuan sa Indahag kaya or matatagpuan din natin siya in the many parts in the Philippines.
Yes.
So as someone that was from Indahag, from my previous school, I also think that Mogs
Yes,
really
Mogs,
has
Mogs,
that
yeah.
great inflation. Because I can see there are too many, for me, in my perspective lang, I can see too many with high honors in their batch. And did you guys observe it?
Yes. And also in our school, half of our class graduated in grade 10 are honors, 20 are with high, and I think 2 are with highest. So you can see the skills each of those honor students.
So which do you think those high students ba is kaya nila mag-perform?
I don't
No?
think so.
I think they can, but not that high.
Yeah, I can see.
Maybe they can be a bit
I
high.
mean, they can perform, but in just average. Yeah. So guys, do you have any experiences?
Yeah, so my experience from City High, basically like half of the class are honors. But I've noticed that they were honors, yes, but when I actually talk to them, when you're conversing to them, it doesn't feel like they're honors, you know? Like the grades they carry are just a mask of what they really are. So that's what I felt like. This grade transmutation just makes students have a false sense of mastery because, of course, you have high grades in English, you have high grades in science, but in practical use of those subjects, it doesn't really reflect those subjects, like it's just the grades but not the skills.
Yeah, so that's why we can lead this into competency gap. So what can we say about competency gap? So it means like students looks good in their grade or in their paper, but in real life, let's say kulang sa skills. So but this is just an opinion, because according to the PISA 2022, the Philippines ranks in the lowest or in the
Like if we compare it to international nga,
like Singapore, they
Oh.
are in the top, yeah.
Like Australia,
Yeah.
the US.
But if we like just from the comparison itself, it can be scaled just into it's not pili siya ma-scale sa culture context, di ba? For me, mangyud from what I observe is to mask our, it's not, just like I said earlier, to mask the achievement. So para siyang pinuprove natin na kaya natin, but in reality is more like we're doing it just for the sake of achievement, di ba?
Yeah, that's so true.
Like for example, like I've talked about it nga sa noon pa lang sa aking mga classmate nga they really want to achieve honors because kasi nga ay kailang mga parents is di ba?
It's working too hard, yeah.
Nag-sacrifice lagi daw
Yeah.
so parang pinuprove nila nga meron silang bitaw
Yeah.
na sila ginahatag kaya towards silang parents kaya nag-struggle sila, sacrifice. And one of those sacrifice good is that is why ang kanang sacrifice is one of the biggest problems po sa national sa atong culture because sacrifice lagi daw from the parents more lang gina-push nila ang kita sa mga learners, di ba? Gina-push ta in a toxic mindset. So it really scales down good sa atong culture. But I think it can be scaled down to government, no? So what can you guys think?
So according to our report from Inquired that education is underfunded. So as you can see in public schools naman, some teachers, so according to another report that over 65% of teachers are in baon sa utang. So as you can see, so I guess I feel like your teachers are your parents are teachers. So do you have any experiences about that?
Yeah. I mean, yes, because besides sa maliit na yung kita,
Yeah.
ano po, sila rin yung nagagasto sa mga for the like pang classrooms nga
Yeah.
needs, for example,
Yes.
printers. Like for me, akong mama magit is teacher, siya pa yung naggasto pa sa sa mga printers for
Yeah.
their needs, di ba? And besides that is kulang pa sa funding sa education, like some last year ata to na sila nung nagsasabi na sila ang government na daw is nag-focus na sa education, meaning nag-funding na sila, pero para sa akin wala naman nung nakita, di ba? So nakita nyo ba yung yung mga sa effort ng funding?
Yeah, so basically, the teachers are teachers, but they also do things that are outside of teaching.
Oh, besides that,
Also,
yeah.
they're doing that kind of activity, but that should be the government's responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they take care of the classroom,
Yeah.
they take care of paperworks, and if the student feels something like mental health, they become the therapist.
Yeah.
You know, they are the teachers, but they also have to do stuff outside of teaching. So yeah, that shows like the government has to step up. Like they have to back up the teachers.
I mean, yeah, because with us, the Filipino teachers, man, di ba? They have the skills. Like,
Yeah.
they have, like, that's why we're resilient, because even if, because of the mismatch of the job,
Yeah.
we can still perform. But it's just that the government failed to see the, the potential.
Yeah.
Just like according to the other perspective, from the other international perspective, na Filipino are there are many OFW teachers that can still perform even though wala sila na sa
Yeah.
sa area.
Yeah. So,
So-
because I've observed so good, no, from the recently passers of the LPP, they want to work into Taiwan, especially Taiwan, because it's because of the less paperwork. They are very assisted by the government, and the salary is not too. I mean, the salary is high compared to the Philippines.
Well-funded.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
well funded.
So that's what the other international perspective tells us nga. So if you ask the other countries, no, like, why do you guys perform well? And they might say na because of the Filipino teachers.
Yeah, that's
Diba?
so true.
So it really proves that we have the skill, that it's just that the government failed to see our potential. So I think nga, instead of like focusing on like mga other things nga so dapat mas focus ta sa education, because that's where workers nga dana bitaw makahimo tag workers and other potential nga makapapaunlad sa Pilipinas.
Yeah.
So that's why nga if our perspective murag ginatuyo bitaw nga low level ang atong education is because of the gatekeep bitaw.
Yeah.
Ano man ang theory gatekeeping?
Yeah.
Yeah, so unsay may nga gatekeeping bitaw ulit na. So kung bali more sad kanang ginatuyo nila nga low level, it's because of para dili mamulat yung mga civilian sa yung totoong nangyayari.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
It feels like the government hinders our learning. So they don't want us to be smart enough, because as of now there are so many corrupt politicians who are in the Bitaw government. So because of that, I think they just don't want to fund the education. That's why it's under budget right now. So that's my opinion.
So I think one of the best examples is ang katudong mga governors, yung mga politicians, they targeted yung mga rural nga mga villages
Yeah.
to because they know that they have lacked the awareness because
Yeah.
rural sila. So I think muna po ng example po. So para makuha nila ang control. And I think besides po sa sa government, makuha po nato ang culture po nato.
Yeah.
Like preso to atong giingon ganihan nga
Utang na loob.
utang na loob
Yeah.
so that we can prove na we really do perform, but in reality is we lack the skills.
Yeah.
So beside pud nga karon is we're shifting into a more technological era. So we're already left behind because from the proficiency plan like reading comprehension kulang tayo if we compare it to other nga international nga datas, di ba? So what are the other paano?
So let's ask nga, why do grade inflation happen? So I think the first of it is because of the no-fail policy. So
Yeah.
are you something?
Fail policy? Wala.
Oh, so you guys.
So, parang dapat walang mababagsak.
Oh,
Ganun.
yeah. So I think the no-fail policy is more like suggested to the teachers when in the pandemic era. Because since pandemic era, there are no interaction between students, so they can only interact between modules or online classes. So that's why the DepEd let's say encourages the teachers to not fail the students. So that's why some students are promoted, but they aren't fully mastered to the lesson. So it may good to the paper, their grades may be high, but their skills or the lessons they have learned is low. So
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. But that strategy poses a threat in our actual education because if you pass students who do not fully master the subjects, then they will proceed to the next grade.
So makalusot yung walang yung walang skills talaga.
And that just jeopardizes the underlying meaning of education. You have to level up students. So if students pass with, of course, grades that are high, but in reality they don't possess the real skills, then they will just believe that, oh, this is fine. I can go to the real world and do real jobs with the skills I have. So that creates a false sense of mastery. So
And what if we shift our perspective to the teacher's perspective? Like for example, I think not all teachers are competent enough with their kanang ilang na place niya karon. For example, you study like science lugar tapos na
in their
na-place lang ka sa other na
because of their lack of
so that's
lack of
mismatch.
teacher.
so murag mismatch job
Yes,
ito.
yeah,
I think we should talk about that topic because it's one of the biggest national good nga issues.
Yeah.
So why do mismatch happen in our in our nation?
So what do you guys think? Why do mismatch happens in our education system? So I believe na there's mismatch happening because of the lack of teacher or something like that. Because let's say na a teacher is a major in English, but they have to teach Filipino because there are no subject teachers that can teach it. So that's why I'm not saying that they are not smart or something like that, but they lack knowledge because of it, because that's not that is not the major that they are studied in their college lives. So because of that, if the teacher has low knowledge about the subject, then the students also have knowledge that they will learn it. You know what I'm saying?
So kung bale yung effect ng yung incompetent effect noon sa last generation is ma-born sa another effect na po until nga from in theory if we keep this system up, so kung bali ma-fail na lang talaga tayo kasi nagkakulang na tayo mga competent ng mga yung mga learners because of this system. And po I think so if kung ato na siyang i-shift our perspective is what are the like causes po nga bakit nagkagaganito but in our teacher nga perspective, di ba?
And I think it's also overemphasis on honors, right?
Yeah, that's so right.
Yeah,
Let's shift that topic.
They want the students to be honors. Example like my previous schools, I don't know why they made a lot of honors, half per class, but they want to have many students as honors. Like I don't know what the reason is. Like, do you have any ideas?
So like, the title is more important than the skills.
Yeah. So it feels like being in with honors right now is being in a bare minimum. Can you You relate of it?
Like it's not like you won't feel proud about it
Yeah.
because
Yeah, because
like it's like everyone can be with honors even they lack skills.
So,
yeah,
So like being with honors now doesn't have that much of a doesn't bear much weight like because everyone else are honors, so you don't feel that much special because everyone else is
unlike in the before in K to 12,
Yeah.
like let's ask our audience that from our in old generation, or let's say in Gen
X,
X, millennials, or we can ask our millennial audience. So
yeah.
can you comment?
Comment.
So
Comment
so
below.
according to this commenter, so in that era daw lagi is that there are many, there gonna be let's say that only top 10 are recognized. But even na you're just a student but you're smart, you can get an grade such as grade 87, but you are so smart about it. Like, and compared right now that you will get 90, but the learning you got is just low. Yeah, it's very low.
So what if ano na po? What if we shift na po into more economic na punta?
Yeah.
How about we for our location, di ba? Here in the Philippines, I think one of the reasons is the lack of classrooms.
Yeah.
And I think because of the geographical location. Yeah. But still, since sa una nga problem, pero ngano is atong government is wala pa na na-fix.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
So because of it, there will be lack of classrooms. So as you can see, have you experienced about like shifting, like morning
Yeah.
or
Yes.
afternoon shift? So actually, I am a morning shift from grade 8 to grade 10, and as of now, grade 11, I'm still morning shift. So you guys, are you full day class?
yes.
Shift.
So are you morning or afternoon?
Grade 8 is morning, then 9 to 10 is afternoon.
Oh.
So that's why there are very lack of classrooms. So because there are lack of classroom, it will be overcrowded. So so
Okay, so like for example, the teacher is teaching English. They will ask for an essays. Then sa classroom,
there are too
50
many.
students.
Then they will handle many
Yes.
sections.
Then how
Yes.
can they actually review everything? How
Like
can they
us.
grade it?
Like
Right?
right? Like that's
There's
So
one
true.
teacher, but there are 50 students. So how does the teacher like manually assess
Yeah.
each student? So basically, what happens? Not everyone will get the same amount of learning
Yeah.
because you have to, you have to take care of 50 students. So because of
Constantly
that,
shifting your attention.
you're
Yeah.
constantly shifting your
Pabuwang
attention.
man na yun. Pabuwang.
like example, for example, a normal class or a teacher can handle let's say 5 sections. So in each section, because of overcrowded classroom, there will be 50, right?
Yeah.
So 50 times 5.
So 50. That's 2 students.
So if there are assignment 1, just an essay, so a teacher will check 250 essays. So
So
it's
what?
so tiring.
Mas madagdag pa rin yan sa yung problem, di ba? For example, mismatch. And mismatch can cause incompetent.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
true.
So, what if lugar yung mga teachers niya na nag-handle ng mga 5 plus yung mga classes, tapos yung subject nila is wala silang alam dun. Like, hindi sila proficient enough.
So that's why they will just give grades na higher bitaw.
Yeah.
So that's
May na magic na lang.
yeah. Magic.
Magic.
So also there are also limited funding that affects our students. So yeah.
And also still in a economic nga topic, I think kulang po sa fundings when it comes to like resources, like besides sa digital resources like books, di ba?
Yeah.
And I think na itatanan is the books pero di naman ito ginagamit.
Yeah.
So I think instead of like physical books, we should focus more about on digitized na.
Yes, because we're in the digital era. In the 21st century, we are media consumers.
Yes, and also we should fund more on media and technological and like for example ICT, di ba?
Yeah, I see.
Because we're shifting na into a more technological era, And if we don't na mag-funding is ma-left behind tayo.
Yeah, that's so true because because you mentioned ICT, I want to insert also the media literacy. So when
Yes.
we say ICT, when we say ICT skills, it's just na kanang on how do we use technology. But when we say media literacy, what do you guys think? Since it is a media information literacy course, so what do you guys think? What is
Media literacy.
yeah
Media literacy in what
I mean in general
What to be a media literate?
like we need to evaluate, we need to analyze the media. So just because we are we have ICT skills doesn't compare na we have without MIL skills. So a student may be good at technology or something like that, but
but
they are
cannot separate what is real or fake information. And I think po that's one of the kanang effect po sa globalization, like
Yeah.
everything is as easy accessible na to the point that na marami tayong information na kinukuha, and there are some like for example in our online like propagandas or fake news, malinformation, misinformation, and if we don't fund if you don't fund on these courses like MIL or ICT, we'll get left behind. Like para tayong mukhang tanga if we compare it to international perspective or context. So I think more on like I hope that the government should fund more about on resources, especially in digital and mga techs.
I think the distraction also, since as you said earlier, we are in a digital era. I think one of it that distracts the students is social media. So that's why we need to be responsible on how do we use social media. We need to think critically and click wisely.
Yes.
So let's see honest. Again, we have high grades as of now, but you are still confused. Like you're not gonna be taught. Let's say na you just don't know like
How did you get it?
how do you get the grade, or even bitaw na wala kay katunan. Let's say
Your real progression yun.
yeah.
Since pa sa high school karon is dili naman may transportation because I'm in a state university na.
Yeah.
So in our back in the days of high school pa in a public, I don't think na those grades it really speaks about our progress. Like what if I'm not like competent enough, but these ba ang kanibang kanang ginapakita ba nga grades is mo pag imong real progress, di ba? Like mo siya ginamask bitaw siya for the false sense of like achievement.
Yeah.
And,
So I think because in our culture we think grades is our success.
Mm.
You know? So that's why students chase numbers, not knowledge.
Kasi kasi takot tayo takot tayo ma-fail kasi when you say fail parang kanang babalik ka pa.
Yeah.
So pero okay naman sa akin kasi lang yung education is critical. So dapat alam mo kung ano talaga yung tama at ano yung mali. Pero what if lahat na lang is tama? So parang wala ka ng sense of like kanang mali, 'di ba? Kasi for example, for example, wala na yung sense of mali dito, wala na yung sense of
Yeah, I do get your point.
Yeah, adding on to the cultural impact, like as Filipinos know, we tend to see our classmates like they post on their mind is like, oh, I'm high honors and oh, I'm honors. So that on social media, it creates like you want also to be honored. So like students are now chasing the title instead of the mastery.
Because students are just like they see grades or they see honors as a success.
Yes.
But have you known some person na their grades are just not too, let's say, low, but they are successful in life. So
Yes.
have you met some person like that?
I mean, yes, because marami na examples, di ba?
Yeah, it's so true.
Like there are some mga blue collared na workers that still makaya nila. But I think besides sa like pure hard work is naman ay pinaswertehay. But not all is swerte. So I think mag-focus muna tayo sa skills instead of like pure diskarte lang. So katong issue ita nga diskarte over diploma.
Yes.
Why not both like diploma pares ng diskarte? Yes. Like pero ano maganda kay dapat ang basic skills muna before ka practical ito sa kilala.
So the system isn't just taking grades, but it's shaping how students learn. And then because of that, there will be have short-term effects. And one of the major effects is the false sense of achievement or learning. So, so do you have any thoughts about it?
Is it just no?
Because, for example, because there's some rumors in that TikTok. Let's say rumors, but we know that there's rumors because according to our research or according to the post, this is just only verbal. Like so, as you can see in this TikTok, let's see. Just wait. So you guys discuss that. Ay, hey! As you can see here, students are because the students heard that the let's say the honors will be upgraded or let's say will be moved into 95% instead of 90. So it was just a rumor, but students have also reacted it. So let's see some comments here. Yay! So we have so many comments right now. Wait, let's see. According to a commenter that as a quote unquote as an academic achiever, I would not be shy to raise my voice and let the government hear our complaints about the new system of education. It was really hard to be academic achiever and some really people wants to be honored. Also, the average of 90 is really hard to get, especially some students are content of getting 90 average just because they get honor and make their parents proud. As you said earlier, like the utang na loob culture, the Philippines, of them. But this new system is giving a lot of pressure to the student. But I think even it's just a rumor. I think like the students like the students right now are kind of become corrupted a bit like schools just become like something bit like attention or something like more achievement instead of learning. So
Nagbutak na silang mindset.
now you have honor this bitaw they have the sense of competitiveness silang students bitaw. So because of that there will be false sense of achievement. So just because they have that certain average, it means that they are real smart. But when we compare it right now, because there's a post that they have grades like 94, 90, 96, 87, like that. But if they wrote a simple essay, they cannot read or they cannot write properly.
So if we talk about overall good, that's why people interpret this system is like the government is trying to produce workers rather than like potential leaders, di ba? So in a long term what could be the long term consequences if we keep this toxic and kani nga system na to, So what could be? So I think one of the big effects would be left behind na yun ka. Diba? Fundings plangaan is kulang pa. So how much more pa ka if the government cannot accommodate and cannot para ma-offer kita as a learner. So parang if us learners may interpret na to ang ilang lacking of effort is more like they're not really trying but they're more like they're not trying, they're more like wala lang, funding lang. But that's how we interpret it. So I don't know kung unsa gi real plans as of now because in our politics is dahil nakig-drama, na medyo natambunan na yung mga other mga big national issues.
So as you said, diba, let's say unprepared workforce.
Yes.
So because of that, let's say unemployment rates in the Philippines because the Filipinos are let's say very hard on finding jobs. So that's why some people are now relying on ayuda.
Tama.
What can you say about ayuda?
Oh, I think ayuda is bad because you're just gonna give them short term
Short term.
O kanang
solution
temporary.
temporary rather than long-term, like
Oh,
the
ganun.
long-term solution.
Yeah.
Instead of like investing bito
Oh,
for
yeah.
our ano.
Like the government can have like job opportunities,
yes.
some seminars like that. But
Instead they just give ayudas.
yeah,
to
it's just
cover
it's just so nonsense. It's
Yeah.
just the thing is so
It's,
nonsense.
it's for me they're like ano like offering a solution offering a solution to the problem they created without.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially that those ayuda came from the taxpayers.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like it's just giving
Just like
giving money.
Like you're working to
Too
Yeah,
hard,
working
too hard, but then it will just give it to
Oh.
some nonsense thingy from the government, something like that. So that's why unemployment rates. So employers struggle to find skilled workers. So just because of the transmitted grades, so like that. So
and I think po besides po sa economic is is yung sa atong societal consequences po, di ba? For example, because of the effect of this system nato is mahina ang ating pwede nga makapekto ang ating perspective o ating pag-iisip bitaw. Like just like I said earlier, because of the lacking of funds when it comes to technological to really improve your technological skills, siguro behind ta and mas madali tayong mauto, di ba? Mauto like for example misinformation kasi kasi kulang tayo wala tayong
skills, we're lacking skills.
we're lacking skills talaga.
Maybe a student right now has a grade of 95, 96, 87, but in their real time, when they get older, they can be led into misinformation.
That is why incompetent and very skilled Filipino workers is magta-travel na lang yun sa other countries because wala namang yung ma-offer dyan sa Pilipinas eh.
Also, it's like brain drain.
Brain drain.
So I think that's why, as I said earlier, na most of the Filipino teachers are now going to Taiwan or something, Vietnam or something in other countries just because we have let's say big salaries because of it. So because privileged students can compensate but others can't. So that's why let's say now if grades don't reflect reality, society eventually pays the price. So before that, let's time check. So time check is 3:37 in the afternoon. So it's only 3 p.m. guys. So after that, we're gonna go to solutions. So what can we do about it? So first,
I think first is like census. So when we say census is aware ka sa yung region, di ba? So for example, census kayo yung government. So para yung objective din is parang alam kung ano yung problema o kakulangan sa isang region.
yeah,
Di ba? Like, Esperes karon like, the government focus more on the like, mga, example, like, may daot nga dalan, tapos ilada yung ni like, i-solve, like, kung pa man yun, like, kabalo kung siya, problem, but medyo redundant na kayo nga problem, no? Instead of like focusing on other things, I think we should focus more on the education. For example, like why not we import nga mga international nga mga resources, di ba? Or collaborate with other countries. So I think ma-open na sa inyo guys.
So,
what
I
are the
think-
other solutions?
to fix grade transportation or grade inflation is first is to fix the grading system.
Yes.
Instead, we can remove. Let's say the transportation table. We can just say that we can use the zero base. Do you agree, guys?
Yeah.
The zero base?
Transparency.
Yes, it adds more transparency and less inflation. sorry. So guys, do you have any suggestions?
For me, I think another solution to this is, also in the ways that the education system presents like learning. For example, there's one subject where you just have to memorize terms. You don't have to. You just memorize, and if you memorize those terms, then you will get a high grade. But the question is just memorizing terms actually helping you in real life?
Can you apply it?
Yeah,
Can you,
like can you
problem?
apply? So like, if you just memorize, what is that? That is But when you go to real life, you're not going to just say that what that term is, you have to have hands-on like skills.
Like you can't really put those memorizations or knowledge into
Yeah.
practical use.
Yeah,
into
practical.
use.
Yeah, practical use.
And also put like besides put sa fixing grade systems is we should fix our our culture and our behaviors.
Yeah.
That's why in the other countries from before kanang theoretical nga mga for example exams, like for example in Singapore Singapore,
Yes.
di ba, from di Japan ata to, or di ko sure like since kinder pa daw until grade 4 they don't do like quarterly
Yeah.
Oh,
exams
Japan
yeah.
is
because
different.
they focus more on like behaviors, characteristics, building yourself muna bago you build your own future. Muna atong pag-interpret magid sa ato, like since pa sa una, like we're creating more on workers rather than learners. So mo po na, and I think what is
I think kuan nga nang we should improve teaching methods, like
That's so true.
we don't chase numbers or grades.
Mm.
We should focus on real world applications.
So
Yeah.
instead na kanang let's say na memorization, the teacher should like have like some activities that helps something, let's say na they can let's say na they
Oh.
can
Like and
So,
Yes.
ma-apply nila yung
yeah, they can
practical.
apply it to their
Real
real
life.
problems.
Oh.
Like they can say na it's just in the textbook you should follow it. You should like let's say you should apply it to the world so it can help to our world a good
I mean that is like true good, according to Kolb's with his experiential theory,
yeah.
like people can much better now if schools focuses more on experiential, meaning we focus on hands-on activities. That's why the innovation or research summits are very important, so we can improve our critical and innovative skills. And unsa pa?
So that's why I can see that the theory earlier na about sa experience. So according to kanang Jean Paget na constructivist learning theory. So students can learn through experiencing it.
hands-on
Yeah, so
experience.
instead na let's say na learn and do, we should do like something learn by doing.
Yes.
Like that. So do you have any guys? So yeah.
Also the assessment, like they give mga unrelated bitaw, like hindi siya mag-apply. For example, acting. Why would there be an acting in a math subject?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Tama yun.
So that's why we need authentic assessments, like something like it can
Improve
It
critical thinking.
proves you
Yeah,
that
one of the examples, it would be PE, tas podcast.
so
podcast
But
Like it should
like-
be physical education.
like we
what
could have
happens.
podcast for a PE subject, like
yeah.
what
Yeah.
it's so unrelatable, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think
So that's so unnecessary.
so that's why also let's say na government should let's say fund education to teachers, to classroom, and to resources. So as you can see as we said earlier about teachers, they are baon sa utang. They can gastos their own money just to have for their classroom appliances,
Yes.
something like that. For in classroom, where classroom is let's say na may kanang bitaw, not engaging to the learners. So teachers are forced to make it bitaw more appealing with their own money. And then the resources, for example, let's say the facilities. Some schools lack facilities such as laboratories because a student cannot let's say na cannot learn because there's no experiment that is happening, right? Like science.
So,
So
or like basa-basa na,
Yes.
theory na lang
Yes, theory, but
like
not-
we're not just doing it bitaw.
in real time. And the others pa
So yeah, so let's get back to our main ideas mga ka-talks. Again, time check, it's 3:44 in the afternoon. So let's go back in our main idea. So high grades don't always mean high learning.
Yes, tama.
And maybe the real question is, would you rather high grades or real skills?
Yes.
So
Yes, because of that. Because at the end of the day, education should build competence, not just confidence.
So,
Thank
you for listening, mga katalk. So, again, I'm Julian and
I'm Boris.
Uzi.
JD.
CJ.
and you're listening to
TTF.
So, bye-bye mga katalk.
See you next time.
Please subscribe to our channel.